Good morning. I'm just making the batter for my ice cream and I'll show you how I do it. So this is basically the recipe I use, which is the Ben & Jerry's copycat recipe. So it calls for 2 eggs, 3/4 sugar, 2 cups of whipping cream, 1 cup of milk, and I put in a 1/4 cup of vanilla because I find that you have to make the flavor a little bit stronger because when you freeze it, it kind of dulls the flavor. Okay, so I've got my sugar, my eggs, my hand beater, my milk, and I actually spilled a little bit of vanilla in there. That's why it's a little tinge of brown. But anyways, my cream is just under 2 cups, the cartons that we buy in Canada. So this is just to top up. This is just to top it up to 2 cups. My vanilla. The vanilla that I use is this one here, the Benjamin's, and I have a lady at work buy it for me at the Jamaican grocery store, and it's actually awesome. Vanilla is really expensive here. At Costco, it's over $40 for a jar about this size for real vanilla, and with ice cream I use a lot of it, so I don't want to use my good baking vanilla. I use this, and it's perfect, and it actually says on the jar that it's for ice cream. So I use that, and today I'm making a cherry ice cream. So I have some frozen cherries from a friend of ours that makes cherry whiskey, and those are the kind of the brownish ones. And then I add the red cherries in the maraschino, and I'll be adding the cherry juice. So obviously for the kids you don't want to do that, but the cherry juice would make it a nice pinky color for the ice cream. And the flavor is really nice. So that's that. This is the cream I use. So it's 35% whipping cream, and I know our dairy is a little bit different than the dairy in the US, but obviously you have whipping cream, so that's what you would want to use. I actually had this in the freezer because I didn't want it to expire before I used it, so I popped it in the freezer. So I just defrosted it last night, so hopefully that will be okay. I've never done that before, but I know you can freeze milk and cream, so we'll give that a try. So the other thing I have here is this ice pack, which I bought at the dollar store, and that's just to put my cooking pot on when I'm done, so it kind of cools it down faster. And then obviously you'll need an ice cream bucket. My ice cream bucket, I have 2 of them, so mine is in the deep freeze, and I put it in last night because you want it super cold, and I find it works a lot better in the deep freeze versus the kitchen freezer. So because the kitchen freezer, it defrosts a lot faster, and you want, when you're making your ice cream, you're going to process it for 20-25 minutes, you want it to be as cold as possible, because once it starts to melt, your ice cream's going to go soupy, so you don't want that to happen. Okay, so that's the first video. So now what I'm going to do, because I'm holding my phone, is I'm going to put the eggs in my bowl, and then we're going to whisk them for 2 minutes. I'm going to add in my sugar, milk, and vanilla. So I will be back in a minute to show you how I do that.